Good morning and welcome. Welcome to my live stream, Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. What is CPS? A lot of you may not know what CPS is. I call it the Child Protection Systems. Every county and every state will have a CPS. It's a government entity that's protecting our children from neglect and abuse. It has many different names. Some of them, like in LA County, California, is Department of Children, Family, and Services. Some of it is called Child Protection Services, CPS, like in Orange County, California. In Prescott, Arizona, it's called the Department of Children's Services. In Richmond, Kentucky, it's called the Cabinet. But whatever the name is, when I say CPS, I mean all the government entities that are protecting our children. Another part that CPS is supposed to do is called family reunification. That's been put on a back burner since '97 when the government said they'll pay $35,000 for every child that's adopted into foster care. You see, family reunification stretches out to like a year or more. One of the classes or one of the programs that you probably have to do is called domestic violence. It's a 52-week program done all year long. But anyway, I'm glad you're here. Um, I'm here to help you. Who am I? I'm a loving father and husband. I have 43 years of marriage experience and have helped raise six beautiful children. I also have worked for 61 years and I've amassed a lot of life skills in all the areas that I've been working in. So I have a lot to share with you. I also been fighting CPS for 25 years. Good morning, Aaron, and welcome. We're now having rain in California. It's always a big celebration. And the rain is coming slow in Southern California. I don't know in Northern California, but we need rain. We have snow in the high Sierras where we get our rainwater from. So that's a good sign. We actually in a drought and we need the water. We need the water. We need the water. Now, as people come into this live stream, a lot of them are regulars, and I welcome them. You're all part of what I call family because you help one another. You help me, and you help the people that come in this room. And one of the things you can do in this room, because it's an interactive room, is that you can actually text me a message. You can text me a message, and we can answer your message, or your question, or your concern. You should either make a comment about CPS or a question you may have about CPS. All I ask is your name and then your location. And if you're outside of the United States, your country. I have right now 25 countries, including the US, that are part of this live stream. I've heard from Indonesia, Bangladesh, India, then up to the Middle East. I've heard from Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Libya. Then over to the continent of Africa, I've heard from Liberia, Sudan, Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Mozambique, and the country of South Africa and its provinces. Then up to Europe is the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, and Wales, and also Denmark and Sweden. Across the pond is North America, and I've heard from Canada and its provinces and the United States, and every state is called in or text in. I've heard from all of you. Some of them have many different people in the same state. Then we go down to the United States, and all these 50 states have been either text message or called in. That's 50 states. On top of that, I've heard from Washington, D.C., which is not a state. And it's great. It is great that I heard from them. Uh, So I'm glad you found this live stream. Now, another way you can interact is be a guest on my live stream. Okay, Erin has beautiful weather. She is in the state of Tennessee. And her weather is sunny and in the high 60s. Yes, Aaron, I appreciate you helping that guy from Tennessee too. We had another person from Tennessee who's had a terrible time because he and his wife were wrongfully accused of his wife supposedly had too much to drink. It was never proven it. And he was charged with neglect because he allowed his wife to drive the car when she couldn't because of her supposedly. So they went and did a plea bargain, which ended up killing them. They should never have done a plea bargain. So they both were incarcerated and sentenced to some time there. And of course, it's on their record. And CPS is going to take their children. And they have relatives, but they're out of state, and they refuse to let them have the relatives come and take their children. They don't want to use an interstate compact for placement of children called an ICPC. Yes, Aaron, God has helped you. And I'm glad you're able to talk to the gentleman from Tennessee and how corrupt that Tennessee CPS. Good morning, Christina Reynoso. She is from um, Las Vegas, Nevada, and she just got a new trailer from the Apache tribe. She's Apache, and she's one of the indigenous people that are on my show. And she's been with me a long, long, long time. I'm so glad to hear from Christina Reynoso. Um, she has a lot of history about her family and her roots. She has the European line, the indigenous line, and together there's a big history for it. So she sent me this really nice text with all this information. Thank you for sharing that with me. I'll read it later on. It's a lot to digest. but she texted to me, and that was Christina Renoza, who also showed me a picture of her trailer that looks so good. I can't believe she got that for free. There's not a scratch in it, and it looks like it's really great. It's called the Apache trailer. I don't know if you're Apache or not, Christina. I may be confused. When you say Apache, I think of the tribe Apache. So, anyway, she just sent me the thing called The Secret of Silver Mountain. It's a historical fiction story exploring royal bloodlines. So that's quite interesting, Christina. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, if you want to be a guest, the information is right there. You just pick one of my 14 live streams. You can say you want to be. Now, I'm on twice a day. During the weekdays, it's at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And on the weekends, it's 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then in the evening, I'm on every night at 7 p.m. Except tonight, I'm going to be on at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. I have a family engagement to go to tonight, a family engagement. So I'll be on at 4 p.m. So Erin shares some information about her lawyer. Erin says, and I should put up there so everybody can read it. And I don't know what Victoria Belize is. And I did not finish talking about the countries. We were in the United States, and I've also received a text message from a mother going through a lot in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is not a state, but it was really nice to receive that message. Um, anyway, Christina, I don't know what Victoria Belize is, but anyway, going south of the border, we have Mexico, and then in Central America, we have the country on the east coast called Belize. Then we drop further south to South America. And we, in a country north of Brazil on the east coast, Grenada. Then across the South Pacific, we have New Zealand, and then the land down under Australia and the States. So that's 25 countries, over 2,950 people that I've talked to. Now, I was telling earlier about who I am, and I've been fighting CPS for 25 years. My kids were taken in 2015, 10 years ago. It took me 3 years to get two of my three kids that were taken back. Now I have six children. The other three, the older ones, were not involved. They were not living at home at the time. They had their own homes, their own family, their own children. But CPS was corrupt. I started off trying to use the court appointed attorney, which turned out to be useless. And then on top of that, my wife and I had these court appointed attorneys. Also, they give these people that are supposed to help you, called CASA, the court appointed service advocates. They're a joke. All they are is big ears for CPS, the child protection system. They're big ears. They don't help. You tell them something, they'll tell CPS. They'll rat to CPS. Erin wants to share something about her lawyer. This morning in Tennessee, that is called Eli's Law. and it requires the hospital to call DCS when your baby is born if you have previously lost the child's siblings. Because of neglect, a law, not a lawyer. I still understand what, Aaron, that's confusing to me. You said I found out about a lawyer this morning in Tennessee. Is that a lawyer that you're tending to hire, or is that your court appointed attorney or attorney you may have? He says that is called the Eli's Law. What is the Eli's Law? It requires a hospital to call the Department of Children's Services, which is CPS, when your baby is born, if you have previously lost a child's siblings. I don't know why. Okay. I think what it is, Erin has lost her previous children to CPS. And uh, oh, Erin just sent me a text message. Tennessee HB 1377, children as enacted is Eli's Law, which creates a presumption that any child born to a parent from whose custody a child has been previously removed for being dependent or neglected, and the child who was previously removed is in the custody of the Department of Children's Services, may be dependent or neglected, and that is in the best interest of both the children that the childbirth be brought to the court's attention. See, technically, if you have an open CPS case, you're not supposed to have any more children. You're not supposed to have any more children. Now, here's the summary of the law. I meant to say law, not lawyer. Oh, okay. Well, uh, I'm looking for the summary of the law. Okay. I found out about a law this morning in Tennessee that calls Eli Law. It requires a hospital to call CPS when your baby is born if you have previously lost a children's siblings. You're not supposed to have additional children if you have a custody battle with your ongoing children. And that's what they're talking about. You text me a summary. Well, I'm looking for the summary. It just says I meant to say law, not lawyer. I don't see the summary there. You need to check that, Aaron. Oh, there it is. It just came in. Wow, it's a long one. Children, as enacted, enacts the Eli Law, which creates a presumption that any child born to a parent from whose custody a child has previously been removed for being dependent or neglected, the child who was previously removed is in the custody of the department's children. Service may be dependent or neglected, and that is the best interest of both the children. The childbirth be brought to the court's attention. Enacts other related provisions. Amended. Okay, I understand that. Under this bill, when a child is born to a parent that has another child in the custody of the department have been removed due to dependency or neglect, if the department does not have notice of the child's birth. When the department is notified of birth, the department will be required to conduct immediate investigation based on the immediate threat to the child's safety and well being. This bill creates a rebuttal presumption that any other child born to a parent from whose custody um, another child has been removed for to be dependent or neglected is in the custody of the Department of Children's Services, is subject to immediate threat to the child's health or safety to the extent that the delay for the hearing be likely. Thank you so much for sharing that information. Um, wow, wow, there's so much to read here. Thank you so much there, Aaron. Now, Christina Reynosa says, I had lost children to CPS and I was able to keep my last baby. I did not go to court from the hospital. Um, the Christina's explaining about her situation. Good morning, Lisa Bartley from Montana. Hello there. And how are you, Lisa? I have some rain to tell you. I'm getting some rain and it's exciting times here. It's slow rain here in Southern California. It may be heavier in other areas. I don't know. It's all right, Bartley. I know you don't know what to say, but there'll be a time that you may want to ask a question. I know you're trying to go hard. Have you got your new propane wall furnace installed? Do you have that installed yet? I know you have your wooden fire and you have wood for your fire, but do you have your propane wall furnace installed? And good morning, Melvin G. How to file appeal for indicated report. Well, I'd like to help you, Melvin, but I need to know where you're located. Can you tell me your city and your state? Or if you're from outside of the country, it's just your city and your country. And I can try to help you. I think you want an indicated report, appeal for an indicated report. Okay. Now we have Melvin says he's from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. All right. Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania. Now, appeal indicated report is a finding from Child Protection Services that's been officially contested. An indication report means that CPS found credible evidence of child abuse or neglect. An appeal means the subject report has challenged. So this finding through a formal process. If the appeal is successful, the report indicates may be amended or expunged. So what that means is that CPS investigation has concluded and found credible evidence of child abuse or neglect. The filing is recorded in the state central register where it can remain until the youngest child in the report turns 28. Indicated report does not automatically lead to criminal charges or the removal of children from the home. Now, appeal means you're in the process of challenging the indicated finding. This is done by filing a written report, which must be submitted within a specific time frame, 90 days in some states, after receiving the notification letter. The appeal may lead to administrative hearing where the subject can be present evidence and the county agency has the burden of the proof. A successful appeal can result in the report being amended to unfounded or expunged from the records. So what I've looked up from you there, Melvin, is that you need to file this appeal, and you need to get an attorney to do so. It's really hard as a layperson. You have to understand, Fighting CPS is like open heart surgery. You need a professional. You won't be able to fight it yourself. You may try, but you won't be able to. So Christina says, Bob, at the end of the comic book, I'm talking about fighting for Brad, who was wrongfully wronged by CPS. Okay. All right, Christina. And Bartley says, the propane tank is set up and installed outside. Okay. Is the furnace up and running? Is the furnace up and running? That's what I meant to ask you. Is the furnace up and running? Now, once you've picked out my shows, you just basically send me an email. My email address is really simple, straightforward. It's bpace at vincentwdavis.com. When I get that, I will forward it on to my um, show producer, Grace, who will set up you a link or send you a link to get on StreamYard at the prescribed time. It's good for the whole show. So if you get knocked off, you can uh, copy it, put it back in your browser, and be back in it. Be back in it. Okay, so we had some questions here. I was trying to help out with Melvin how to file the appeal. So let's see if I can find it there. So what you do is you send in a written request to the State Central Register, SCR, to amend the finding to unfounded. If that is denied, you can request a fair hearing through the Department of Human Services Bureau Special Hearing, where the agency must prove abuse or neglect occurred. A lawyer can help you with both these steps. You write a formal letter to the state central requesting the findings be amended to unfounded. You include your name, address, and case number for the letter you receive. Uh, you state that you are the subject of the indicated report and request amendment to unfounded or an alternative, a referral to a fair hearing. You submit this request within 90 days of receiving the letter, as indicated in some sources, though the Pennsylvania Code mentions a 45-day window for appealing the Secretary's decision to a, grant or deny a request. Now, if the amendment request is denied, you request a formal fair hearing before the Bureau of Special Hearings. You attend the hearing with your legal counsel to challenge the claims and present evidence. The burden of proof is on that existing. Now, the county has to demonstrate that the abuse or neglect occurred, okay? But you and your legal counsel can change the claims. Now, if you win, the record can be sealed, which prevents it from affecting your employment or personal life. You want to consult an attorney. It's highly recommend you contact a lawyer who specializes in the area, as the process can be much complex. Many offer a free initial consultation. While waiting for the hearing, consider taking parenting classes or counseling. This can just demonstrate your commitment to the child welfare and may strengthen your case if you're able to. So hopefully that is helping you there. Um, if you're on my live stream as a guest, the rules are is that we do not talk about politics. We stick to the child protection system, and we help one another about people that have run into bad encounters with CPS, where their children are being stolen. Now, who is Brad, Christina Renoza? Who is bad? Brad. And Bartley, I know the propane setup. Do you have the wall heater installed in your home? Is it up and running? Uh, uh, now, Bartley says she'd like to know about filing the status report. Okay, let me see if I can find that for you. In Montana, Lisa Bartley, the Child Protection Services specialists must file a status report for a status hearing that includes the child's name and address, the parents' names and address, and the nature of the alleged maltreatment. The report must include facts supporting the need for intervention and the basis for the petition, and should be filed promptly. It's also recommended to include a current picture of the child unless the county attorney, deputy county attorney, CPU attorney, or judge advises against it. Now, what's included in the report? There's the child and parent information. There's the basis for the petition. There should be detailed facts supporting the petition, establishing a probable cause the child is abused or neglected, or in danger of being abused or neglected. There should be the nature of maltreatment, the nature of alleged abuse or neglect. There should be background information, the date and allegation of the child's um, initial child's in need of care report, any prior assessment, and the child's history that supports it. Now, the background information, the date and allegations of the initial child in need of care, the CINC report, any prior assessment in the child's history that supports the belief the child was in danger. Reasonable efforts, a list of efforts made by CPS to prevent the child's removal from the home. A child's picture, a current picture of the child should be attached to the report unless the court recommends otherwise. Um, Timing and procedure, file promptly. The specialist must file a report in a timely manner to ensure its submittal before the hearing. Timely filing. The report must be filed in time to ensure the hearing is scheduled within the appropriate time frame for the case. The report must be signed by a CPS representative. There has to be an applicable time frame for the case. The signature. The report must be signed by a CPS representative. The ICWA information. The report must include whether the Indian Child Welfare Act applies or may apply to the case. In your case, it's not going to apply, but it should be on there. And the parent statements. The report should include any statements made by the parents about the facts of the case. So this is where it comes in handy here, Lisa Bartley, is you need to put your statements in that. It needs to be included in a report. Okay, does that make sense, Lisa? Um, Let me see here. Okay, Lisa, I'm going to send you the link. The link is going to go to all 8 rooms, Lisa. I sent it to all 8 rooms. That's the link. That's the link, Lisa. Okay, that's what I'm here for, Lisa. I try to help you. I had to look that up. And you need to do that, but you need to include your parent statement in with that report. So that's what you need to do. You need to get going on that right away. For some of you new to this room, I do help. I have an analytical mind and I am well educated and I will able to help you. It may take 1 or 2 sessions or it may take a week, but I will help you get through this because I do care about you. Now I'm going to put my phone number up so you all can start to call in. There's my phone number. It's 626 698 0990. Now I have another number up there, the 888 number. That's the law office of Vincent Davis. You can contact him for legal assistance and to get an attorney there. He does a lot of things. He will for your case. So there's my number, and then the number, the 888 is the law office of Vincent Davis. Please contact him for legal information. He has 40 years of fighting CPS. He's also a trial attorney, means he can do criminal court, and he also can do civil court too. He can file a lawsuit. After your case is over with CPS, he can turn around and file a lawsuit, a civil lawsuit against the agency. So there is recourse to get out of this room here. You can always do that. When you reach the office, you'll be speak to reception. Make sure you tell them that Bob Pace sent you. And when you talk to Mr. Davis, make sure you tell him that Bob Pace sent you. It's important that Vincent knows that. Anyway, there's plenty of time to call in. I'd love to have someone call in and talk about their case or help one another there. That's really important. So you can text me a comment or a question. You can also call in to my live stream and talk to me, and I'll help you out there. Also, you can hire Mr. Davis, and he will gladly defend you. Okay, I was looking at my notes down below. Yeah, Bartley says hello, Aaron. And Aaron saying hello, Bartley. Aaron's from Tennessee, Bartley's from Montana. We also have another gentleman in this room who is, let me go up there because uh, is Melvin G. He's from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and he is in the process of appealing for an indicated report of the CPS system. So we have Aaron, we have Christina Reynosa from Las Vegas, Nevada. We have Aaron from Tennessee. We have Bartley from Montana. We have Melvin G from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I think I've already said there, Christina. So Yes, thank you, Lisa Bartley. I do care very much about you. I want to help you. So, all you listeners in here, you text me a question or call in and ask me a question. I'll find the answers. I will help you with your case. I have a lot of life skills that I can share with you that will help you. Thank you, Aaron, for the kind words. Yes, we are family. People that come in here, we care about one another and we do talk, and it does help us, especially when we're alone or things like that. So it's really nice. Thank you for your prayers, Bartley. Thank you for your prayers. Well, I have the time now. It's getting close. It's 10:59, and I got to end my show. It ends at 11 o'clock. And I want to thank y'all for being in my live stream, being a part and helping one another. We answered some questions. I hope they help you. Again, I thank Bartley from Montana being in here. And I do thank Aaron from Tennessee. And then I have to go up further here. I want to thank Melvin from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Christina Reynoso from Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada. I want to thank you all for being part of my family here. And I'll be on again tonight at 4 o'clock this afternoon. I have a social engagement with my family tonight. So I'm going to be on at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. That's several hours from now. So I'll see you at 4 p.m. for my evening live stream. God bless y'all. Know I'm here twice a day. I'm always here twice a day. I've been here twice a day. I've been doing this now for 25 months. It's over 2 years. And I do care about what happens to you. So you all take care of yourself and keep fighting for your children. Keep fighting for your children. There'll be a brief video that will follow the end of my live stream. Have a great day, and I'll see you at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last